Hi everyone, this is Alpha Ali. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today I'm doing a VOD review. This is actually for Sweet, and they are absolutely lovely member of my community. And they kind of come to me with this VOD today. It is Diamond 5, and I'm brand new to Diamond 5. And honestly, I believe I should have probably swapped off. My movement positioning isn't the best, along with some ults usually. I'm open to any tips and critiques you can give me. Awesome. And they said it was a loss, sadly. So obviously, Sweet, I'll have a look to see how we can obviously amend our movement and positioning. I might give you some tips and tricks on maybe like who we could have switched to basically on the just in case. But I'm here to review your Mercy, so I'll see kind of what we can do just as Mercy in general as well while we're doing this. So a quick little thing as well before we do start, if you guys want your own Mercy VOD review, are you wanting your own free Mercy VOD review? I do them live on my Twitch for free at 2 p.m. UK on Sundays. They cost 7,500 channel points, which you simply get by just watching the streams. If you can't make it that time, then do not worry, as I also record them offline whenever I'm free, and all of them get uploaded to this channel. But if you guys want to see any of my own gameplay as well, you can visit my main channel. If you do need any help with anything, then do be afraid to message any of my lovely mods on Discord. The links for everything that I've just mentioned will be down in the description. Now, back to the VOD. And yes, well, I guess we'll kind of like just get straight into it. We are using the brand new formal wear skin as well, which I think is really, really cute. And I'm just going to turn it down for me a little bit because it's a little bit loud for me. But yes, we'll just get straight into it. We have got obviously Ash. Ash is a great damage to his target. Junkrat as well. If he's like spamming for these like long corridors or because there's a lot of like small rooms like within this map kind of thing. If you ever see Junkrat spamming through them and your Ash is like rotating, don't worry, it's a damage boost there. Juno is still really great to damage boost if obviously she's targets someone or she's like attacking someone or being dove, for example. She's really, really great. Obviously Ramattra as well, especially when he's in his ultimate, is really, really great to sit and damage boost. All right, we keep on going though. Very, very nice. Let's go. I was kind of say I love this skin. I've seen a lot of people didn't like the skin. I'm like, are you being serious? First thing I'm going to say to you is you're playing too close, okay? As soon as I'm hearing that Roadhog, I'm thinking I need to play backwards, okay? So just play a little bit further back here. You can play and reach your beams if you're playing on the top of the stairs here. It means then you could like kind of just sit down, have an asset like view of these guys as well. And it means as well, if Hog walks forward and he wants to hook us, like say like he is like stood here, and he wants to come hook us, right now he's got a really like clean hook on us. But let's say that we're playing on top of the stairs and he's like by where that taxi is, we could just go boop, and we can bait the hook and block it. All right, it also means as well we can keep an eye on anyone that's coming up top. For example, you can see the sim coming up top in a second, so it means you can alert your team, and as you're alerting your team you can also rotate round, say the back of like the fire truck or something here. All right, so just play a little bit further back here, just to obviously be mindful of the hog that you've just heard, but also B, so you can keep an eye on these angles as well and alert your team. Okay, Mercy is kind of like a character where you don't really have to do, because you don't need to like aim or like do really too much. You're kind of like thing that you need to do is A, obviously keep yourself alive, but also B, it's really, really great to let your team know and warn them of like all these like different flank angles of where people could come from, because you as Mercy have so much free time to be able like to have a look around and see what's happening and have that awareness compared to people like your March, for example, who will be constantly focusing in front of him and on his front line and everything. You have that really good advantage of playing Mercy, is being able to look around and everything. We'll keep on going. Oh, so hook ends up happening. We do end up rotating. Try if you can here, because I've just seen you kind of like just walk across. Try if you can not to walk across here. Like if you want to rotate from here to here, just do either like a, say like your Juno is here, do like a little like GA bunny hop, or maybe like a small sling or something. I recommend a bunny hop more. But if you do need to rotate, then make sure that we're doing that, just to obviously avoid us, taking any kind of access damage. We don't know what other DPS they have. Say they got a Widow and she's just stood main and takes your head off. We don't know that yet, because we don't know kind of what the enemy team have got, because it's still going to be another like couple seconds before we can see the scoreboard. We'll keep it going. Nice. Okay, so I heard a sim TP. Nice, okay. Nice. You obviously you've alerted. Nice rotation away as well. Okay, let's quickly have a look at this, because I feel like we're a little bit too slow to react here, okay? As soon as I'm hearing that sim TP behind, I'm thinking I'm going to rotate. And you can tell as well the sim's on the point with, what's it called? With like all the ticking and everything like that. I would initially, as you did really, really nicely, rotate up here. It means that A, you can obviously alert your team, but also B, it's very, very hard for the sim to be able to get to you, and then we also have a really good view of the team. All right, so I'd sit up and play up here. Let's see what you keep on doing though. So you kind of see it, which is really, really great. And then it takes you a minute or so just to be able to rotate. Okay, make sure that we're rotating up here a little bit sooner, but nice rotation. Unfortunately, you can't really do too much for your Juno. I feel like you could have maybe got to her a tiny bit quicker. But honestly, I don't think that really, like, you know, survives out here because she goes in to go and contest the sim alone, okay? She should have either, like, alerted the team or come around with the team so we could attack the sim together. That's completely on her. You do end up, obviously, you know, going to kill her, which is really, really great. But you can't keep her up there. Nice rotation. Nice. Can't do it with your ram there. This is a really, really hard point, I feel like, to defend, especially when they get past that first initial choke. Probably defend with your junk fever there. Nice little Juno. Just be careful of your side angle here, because her hog can come from this angle. So because really, really good, obviously, you're helping your Juno, and obviously you're playing with your Ashe. But what I'd be doing, as well as when I'm playing here, I'd be constantly checking this angle. Back here, checking this angle. Back here, checking this angle. On the just in case, especially because they have, like, the hog or, like, the sim that could very easily TP in. Or maybe, like, Lucio was to come and Reddit on us or something like that, like he's doing on your Ashe right now. So just be really, really mindful, and I'd be constantly checking this flank angle. And when I see or, like, hear anyone, I'd be, like, rotating through here to be able just to get away. I won't position it here, like, all the time, because I don't really like positioning in here, unless if, obviously, you know, there's someone coming from that side angle. So it's fine for now, but then... That's so cool. So there's, like, a different, like... These walls are so thick, very insulated over in Midtown. But yeah, no. So yeah, I'd be still positioning out here like you have been doing. Maybe play a little bit closer to the wall once again on the just in case people are coming from that flank angle. But other than that, doing really, really great so far. Very nice. Keep it going. Nice rotating back. You guys, I don't think we contest this. But it's fine. We just reset, go again. Position yourself up here on these stairs, by the way, or like over here. On this bit. The reasoning is because then it gives you that option to be able to rotate up here a little bit easier. Because if you're down here, you have to like kind of like sling it all the way to Ashe, and then sling yourself all the way up here if you want to be up here. And what's mostly going to happen is if you guys either fail this rotation, if you fail this team fight, or if they just, you know, if you guys don't kill anything and they get to about here, most likely your Ashe is going to rotate up to high ground. And if you're stood down here, it's going to be really, really hard for you to rotate, okay? So play up on this one here, and just be kind of keeping an eye up on this angle, like this. Alright, keep it going. I'll keep pressing the B button for some reason. I need to unbind that, it's really annoying me.
Sustaining augmentation.
That's so good.
This will help you.
Nice. Your Ashe fails the coach gun, that's fine. Dash rotation up to the high ground, like I was saying.
Just point me in the right direction.
You do the absolute right thing here. Nice kill. Nice reaching your Marga. Nice Valve. I like this Valve. This is a very good Valve. Nice push of the damage boost. Push damage boost here. When you see Marga going into fire here, it means that he's going to be having his health steal. As soon as you see that and he's like above half HP, push that damage boost a little bit sooner. Because he'll just gain so much HP. Because remember, if you damage boost any kind of health steals in this game, whether it be Reaper, JQ, Marga, they gain extra health back because obviously they do extra damage. So because they do the extra damage, they get more health back. It's basically like damaging and healing at the exact same time. It's a beautiful thing to damage boost. So stick that damage boost on a little bit sooner. Really, really nice Valk though, I will say. My only issue with this Valk is, can you see where this Ashe is? And can you see where you are? You're playing really, really out in the open with this Valk, okay? Love the Valk, but bring it over to the side. Valk like over here. So it means that you can kind of like just jiggle peek it like this. And then if the Ashe is focusing you, you can just obviously back off. You know, we don't just want to be kind of Valking out in the air like, hi, look at me, I'm in Valk kind of thing, you know? Because, I mean, obviously, to be honest, looking at the team comp, they only really have the Ashe to be able to shoot you down. But it only takes, like, 2 or 3 Ashe shots to take you out of the sky, okay? And as you're getting up into these higher ranks, people are going to be doing that a lot more often, okay? So, just make sure when we're Valking to have that little bit of extra cover and push the damage just a little bit more on that Marga. Other than that, love the timing on the Valk, though, because you pretty much popped it as soon as you got it. And I feel like it's going to be really nice and game-changing for this team fight. Nice. Nice conversion. Ooh, okay. So, when we're rezzing, okay, because we're in Valk, obviously we get a lot of health back and everything as well. But also, because you're playing against Lucio, right? When you're trying to do your res, don't be afraid of the Lucio. Because Lucio's 9 times out of 10 will be trying to boop you out of this res, okay? So, and Lucius boop as well, it doesn't go far enough for it to cancel your res if you res in the right way, okay? So I love this res, okay? Don't be afraid of the sim turret here. Simply, just honestly, res right on top of it, or even res in front of it like this. Yes, it does mean that you're in kind of LOS-ish a bit of your Lucio, of the enemy Lucio, but he's not going to be able to kill you because A, you're in Valve, but also B, he's more likely going to go for a boot because he just wants to cancel your res rather than kill you, alright? So if you're doing it here, and then the Lucio's like right in front of you, he's going to go boop, and you're still in LOS, you're still in that range of that res, okay? So whenever you're going to res with a Lucio in front of you, either A, bait out the boop, or B, go to res in front of it, and then if he boops you, then, you know, it's not going to cancel your res. All right, I respect the res though, because obviously I feel like it's a correct reason for you to go and res here. It's just unfortunate that he does end up booping you away. Now obviously we're gonna go help our Juno. Unfortunately she ends up falling, is what it is. Nice. Unfortunately we don't have res now, but it's fine. Nice. And now we just need to go back and meet up with our Ashe. Ashe is gonna be on this green box, by the way, I feel like. Yep. Ashes a lot of the time, or like Widowmakers, Sojourn, even Soldier can get up here, I feel like. So whenever you have some kind of hit scan, they're always going to be on this high ground to begin with, especially Ashes, because Ashe can get a really good dynamite off into this little, what's called, doorway, alright? So as soon as your team fight's ended, think to yourself, okay, where's my Ashe going to be? She's going to be somewhere where she's going to have a really good LOS of someone, so it's either going to be main, up on these green boxes, or she's playing really, really passively, then she'll be up on this high ground where you're going to be going. But yeah, just keep an eye out of where she can be, basically, just so we can link up with her a little bit sooner. Alright, keep it going. Nice. Love that. I love as soon as you see that she gets hooked, you chuck that healing beam on. It is so important we do that, because if we don't chuck the healing beam on and we get some extra, we don't get that extra health, Hog has the ability to be able to one-shot with the hook, okay? Whereas if we manage to heal a little bit while, you know, the travel time, it actually gets rid of the initial hook damage that the Ashe will receive, and it makes it so much harder for the Hog to be able to one-shot your whoever's been hooked, basically. So very nice beams here, very good. Nice peel back for her. I'm gonna see what's happening now, because obviously they're pushing in with Sim Wall. Nice rotation away. Very nice. I'm going to say to you throughout this entire thing, okay, I feel like you're playing quite passively. Push up a little bit here and play with your Marg, okay? Yes, they put the Sim TP down here, okay? But is Sim going to TP yourself up here? No. Because if you think about it, okay, Sim's going to TP up here, and then she's faced with 5, like, really aggressive people, and she's just going to die, okay? She's only using this, this TP here to put some turrets down and be able, like, to scare you guys, basically. So just get aggressive here, okay? Be aggressive with your Marga. The reason why I'm saying this is because your Ashe is backing off, like, all the way to over here, right? And if I'm being your Ashe, I'm not going to be able to see anybody, especially if I'm scoping in, okay? Unless if I jump, I can't see anyone, okay? You want to be with whoever's doing the damage at the time. Yes, Ashe is your main bleeding target, and yes, obviously she's going to be the one that you're going to be mainly damage boosting. But remember, you've got other people on your team that are really great to damage boost, especially if your Ashe is kind of like backing off like this, for example, okay? Don't be afraid to push up with your Margaret a little bit. Push the damage boost on him a little bit more, you know? Because if you damage boost him, we can maybe pick off this Lucio early. Bada bing, bada boom, team fight's already ended, alright? So don't be afraid to essentially just push up a little and be a little bit more aggressive here and damage boost your Marga, alright? Nice heals. Very nice damage boost onto Ashe there as well as the Hog. Nice. Don't be afraid to GA them with your Ashe to make sure that you're keeping up with her. Where did your Junkrat die? Oh, underneath on the point, okay? Actually, real quick, we'll talk about this. In this scenario, you can res your Junkrat here if you really want to, because Takiri's used Zuzu and is backing off with the sim. All right, they've already used the TP recently, so she's not gonna have that back online. And your Ashe is gonna be really kind of okay because she's gonna walk past this turret in a second, and the Juno can obviously very easily heal up your Ashe. Okay, so if you alert your team here and say, hey, I'm gonna res either by picking it or anything, you can sling yourself into this doorway and already be there actively. Basically, the reason why I'm telling you this is because you know people are going to be respawned at this point. We killed Hog off really early on in this team fight, didn't we? Okay, and obviously they come back on Eva. So as soon as like you know you feel like people are going to start respawning, I need you to start rotating a little bit sooner here, because I feel like your rotation is a little bit like too slow, I guess. So what I want you to do here is as soon as you know, as soon as your team are starting to, you know, to go and contest the sim and the Kiriko, okay, I'll just either alert your team or like ping it, be like, hey, I'm gonna go res. We GA to the soul or we GA to our Ashe and then slink into the corridor to be able to res in here, because we want our 5 people up, especially because we're gonna have people respawning from the enemy team. All right, so I want you to come in here, res your Junkrat, and then your Juno should be able to heal up your Ashe for your sim turret. Okay, if not, that's kind of worrying on the Juno's behalf. I'm saying this as well because you're in diamond, right? If this was like a lower ranked game, then obviously, you know, we can't really rely on that. But because we're now in that diamond level, we can rely on our teammates a lot more to be able to do what they're going to do and be able to hit them shots. So sling yourself into here, go for this res, and then push up with your team at this point, okay? And look to make sure that, you know, we're being careful of the D.Va. I feel like you do it really well. It's a little bit scruffy though. Because I feel like, you know, you realize the Ashe. Just make sure that GA into this corridor is a little bit sharper. Other than that, really great. Nice. If you can as well, try to reposition from being stood out on this open bit. Like maybe, for example, when we're with our Marga, and you because you know that if you go behind here, your beam's gonna break. Maybe look for a GA. Maybe G yourself up onto this like little archway bit over here, or G yourself up onto the boss or something, just so we can stay with him yet keeping out of way of the sim and the Kiriko. All right, just to make sure that we're keeping obviously our beams on him, but also B, we're not opening up this big angle for like, let's say, the Ashe that's respawned for us to have us. Obviously she's not come back yet, but hypothetically. All right, really nice. Keep it going.
My ultimate's ready to go.
Nice. I really want your Ashe to go up high. Nice, damage from the Junkrat. Go with your Juno here. Your Juno's being really aggressive. Okay, this is what I want your Ashe to do. I wanted your Ashe to be straight back up into this high ground, being aggressive. Because your Juno's doing that for your Ashe, go up and damage boost your Juno. Okay, you want to be with whoever's doing the aggression. Okay, so be kind of like stood at the back with her. You don't have to be with her, by the way. You don't need to be kind of like stood like right next to her. Like, here, Juno. You know, you can still play back. You can still play back, break a few of these fences, and just kind of play all the way, like, right the way back here. It means then as well you can alert your Juno of, obviously, we don't know the Kiriko's there, but as soon as we start hearing this Kiriko, or we hear just anyone in general in this corridor, we can alert the Juno, and if the Juno ends up overextending, we still have the option to be able to rotate back to, like, our Junkrat and everything like that, okay? But I want you to be, once again, be aggressive here and go up aggressive with your Juno. Alright?
We got
Very interesting, all. Don't res. Very nice. Nice res. Nice. Remember, you're in beam range here, so there's no need for you to GA in. If you're still in beam range, let's just stay where you are, keep your beam on, and especially as well, your Juno's going to back off to come and be with you anyways as well, so there's no desperate need to go, like, GA into her. Just all you need to do is just get your beam onto her, and they can carry on, obviously, helping the rest of your team. And that really great. Once again, need your Ashe to rotate up high. So if your Ashe is not taking the aggressive angle, go with who is. Juno is taking the aggressive angle, okay, so go with your Juno. Keep on going. Oh, finally she is good, which is very nice. Nice balance of the beams here. I heard that Bastion, by the way, before you reacted to it, okay? Make sure that we're checking that angle a little bit more consistently. I don't really like hanging out in this room, though, I'm going to be honest, okay? I feel like the best piece of position that you can have on this high ground is actually playing around this, like, little pillar bit here, okay? If you're playing around this, like, little bit of pillar, let's say your Ashe is kind of stood in front of it like she was doing, like, shooting around here, you could very easily, obviously, keep your LOS away by playing behind this pillar, but also gives you options to GA all the way over here if you need to. But you don't want to play in this room here. The reasoning is because as the enemy team has shown, it's a pushing room, okay? They can very easily push through the side door. And if you're just stood here minding your business and you don't react to it, you're dead, because obviously, you know, you don't realize it. Nice, you do end up reacting to it, but let's avoid that situation in the first place by, you know, making sure that we're playing ourselves away, playing around this pillar. When we see them, we can alert our Ash and rotate ourselves maybe back to this room, or we can start dangling off the edge and stuff like that. I just want you to do that a little bit sooner. Alright, keep it going, though. Nice. Nice. A little bit messy with the res. I respect the res, though. Okay, let's quickly rewind it. Because obviously I know that you do want to res. Don't go back into this room, by the way. Because you end up kind of going back into this room, okay? Don't just keep on dangling off the edge, because you don't want Diva just to dive in with her boosters and start body blocking this door, and then you just caught yourself out, okay? When you're playing against a Diva, you want to try and make sure that you either A, have an escape route around somewhere else, so that you're not getting body blocked just in a room with the Diva, and cutting off kind of like your LOS options, okay? What I would do here is I would do a sling and then just do a drop down res here. Because Diva is still like too busy, obviously, you know, over here kind of thing, and if she uses her boosters, you could just, you know, drop down and you have your Juno to be able to support you with this res here as well. So just do this as a sling res here to be able to get the res off really, really quickly. It means that we can link up with our Zarya in a second if we need to while the Ash is respawning, or, you know, we could just kind of vibe and wait it out with our Ash, okay? I feel like we take a little bit too long to do this res, but I respect it though. It's a really, really great one. Can't help I would jump out there. That's just, you know, he's gonna die. Nice res though. I don't mind this Valk here, but yeah, same thing with the Valks. Okay, we're just kind of playing out in the open with our Valks. Okay, as soon as we, because I don't mind this Valk. This Valk is a good Valk. Okay, I like it. Because obviously the Juno ult's no longer in these guys, so it means that these guys obviously still need some assistance, so it means that we need a Valk, okay? As soon as we pop this Valk, love to rotate, okay? Because could you see how many angles we're opening up now? We're opening this top angle to the Ash, we're opening this bottom angle to the Bastion, which is obviously what gets us killed in a second, okay? As soon as we pop this Valk, look at those little effects. As soon as we pop this Valk, think to yourself, where are we going to go? Okay, make sure that we're G'ing ourselves somewhere, maybe up here, for example, so it means that we can, you know, help these guys block off all that LOS and also play with our Ash. You know, we just want to try and find somewhere where we can keep our beams with people, but also avoid taking any excess damage like we will do with the Bastion in a second, okay? So same thing as your previous Valk, make sure that we're using our cover with our Valk so we can keep ourselves alive and keep ourselves up, okay? Because we just end up kind of vibing main, and it's like, oh, Bastion's there, and then we panic and then we die, okay? Make sure we're already in the safe spot so we don't have to have that panicness and then, you know, end up dying because of it. I think your team ended up winning out the team fight though, which is really, really great. Unfortunately, we do end up using Juno and Mercy at the same time, but that's a completely fine time for you, you know, to use it at the same time, because obviously Juno does end up actually being with the team, so we end up having to use it ourselves. It's completely fine. Alright, keep it going. Same thing again, go up with the people that are being aggressive on the high ground, okay? Rather than just kind of sticking with your Ash all the time. Very, very nice.
Nerf this.
Nice movement in the room. How did you know that? Yeah, this is just a reset at this point. You put that completely fine. Oh, you just put that quick here, by the way. Yeah, you just either like chase up onto point or die quick here, because you guys are just gonna lose this point. It is what it is. Don't be trying to stagger yourself and then you get bad spawn or something here. You just want to die quick here. But no, there's nothing really too much more you could have really done here, to be honest, because obviously your cast dies to bomb. I would have maybe backed up a little bit sooner than what you did, just obviously because you know that you're not going to be able to go with your caster, unless if your Zarya has some kind of insane bubble for you, which I don't think she probably will. There's no way you're gonna get this res off, so just make sure that we're backing off a little bit sooner. Nothing you could do when your Juno flies into a small room with the Diva flying after her, so it is what it is. And obviously, you know, you try to help your Ash out as much as you can, and then it's just obviously you and Zarya left. You're not gonna win out that team fight, so and obviously have Bob. So honestly, you play that really well, Sleep. You no issues, sorry, Sweet even. And there's no issues with that one whatsoever. Alright, keep it going though. I suppose that's what the charm's not appeared. Do you not have a charm on? Sometimes after a person's died a few times, sometimes the charm comes on, but I've not seen it yet.
The idea.
Because I always like to see what charm's using, but they're always a bit bugged out in the replays. Okay, another key thing here. Could you see how Ash is just stood here kind of AFK-ish? She's not, you know, taking an angle. Plus, as well, Diva's currently got her DM up, okay? Because you have Zarya, Zarya obviously could do damage still through Diva's DM. So make sure that we're damage boosting her, okay? A really key thing that I like to do is whenever I see DM up, I go to damage boost whoever, you know, can do damage through the DM. If nobody could do damage through the DM, then I'll go back and go and heal people because, you know, you're not going to get any damage out, okay? So in this kind of scenario, let's look at who we've got, okay? All of your guys' things are going to get eaten by the Diva. I'm including your pistol here, by the way, not obviously your beams. Everything here is going to get eaten by Diva. Zarya's is, oh, unless if it's like a secondary fire, obviously, yeah, that's going to get eaten. But a primary fire, her beam, which is what she's using right now, will not get eaten, okay? So push up and be aggressive with her. Go in GA, like, and kind of like play in this corridor here and be aggressive with your Zarya right now, okay? Because currently, in the moment, you're making this very much like a 1v5 for your Zarya right now, okay? Because you're not going to go and help her, neither is your Ashe as well. But us sitting back and damage boosting our Ashe as well is making it even worse for our Zarya because we're not going up to go and help her, okay? So if you can, go and push up your Zarya here. Be aggressive with her. Diva's using her DM right now. So, you know, get aggressive with your Zarya. Damage boost that Zarya through the DM. Once the DM's fallen and your Ashe like, starts being a little bit more aggressive, then obviously, you know, we can go damage boost her because she's going to do a lot more damage than your Zarya. So, just kind of them things just to bear in mind. Be with whoever's doing the damage. Also, make sure that we're being pushed up as well. Because our Juno is still respawning, she's not going to be able to keep our Zarya up and she's being really, really overextended and aggressive here. We just want to try and make it so we can try and keep her up as much as possible, okay? So I'll do anything about that. That's all fine. I like your balance of the beams, I will say. Like, whoever you've got your beam on, I feel like you juggle the beams very, very nicely. I think my main thing that's seen it with you a few times now, though, Sweet, is that I feel like you don't switch your beams enough, though. Like, for example, when you see people are weak, try just kind of, like, flick the beams between them two people a little bit more than what you are. Because it feels like you're waiting to top this person up to nearly fall and then go into the next person, okay? If you feel like they're both under the exact same amount of pressure, flick between the two. Just to make sure that both of them are still quite healthy and they're not going to get one shot by, you know, for example, a Kiriko headshot. Alright, we're keeping going. You valked here because you panicked for your Zarya. Don't, okay? You see that the Bastion's main like this, and Zarya could very easily just go boop behind this piece of cover. They can't really speed in with the Lucio at the moment because obviously he's on point and everything, and they're not looking to kind of like fully engage. If they are, then obviously I'd be looking to GA and then meet your Zarya on this side to try and get her out basically. But you don't need to be kind of risking and valking here to be able to keep your Zarya up, okay? Your Zarya is really healthy. She's gonna go behind the cover. If we need to go and help Zarya, literally just GA to your DPS. That means A, we can beam our DPS, but also B, we can look to maybe go and try and help our Zarya if we desperately need to. We can also GA ourselves up into like this little window here as well if we need to, because then obviously we can have a really, really good beam onto the Zarya. I feel like I never ever use this window enough because I kind of like just forget it exists. But yes, there's like this little hole in the wall that you can also stand in as well, so you can go and help your Zarya here as well, okay? But don't Valk here. You want to try and save your Valk for when, you know, the point gets a little bit closer and maybe like your Zarya grabs or something like that, okay? We don't want to be using it when your team haven't engaged into the team fight. Yeah, okay, we're still spamming people out. We haven't got anywhere like close to where the team fight's going to happen, okay? So if you can, try to wait until, you know, the enemy team start to get a little bit closer to us and start engaging a little bit more before we pop that Valk. Keep it going though. I'm gonna see what we end up doing with this Valk. Nice. Make sure we're helping our Ashe here. Make sure we help our Ashe. Nice. Make sure we're having our Valk. Don't be afraid just to play a little bit further back than what you have been doing so we can get LOS of the whole team. Just to check that they're okay.
Welcome to orbit.
Sorry, I really like that one. Zarya grab, go and push up with your Zarya and make sure that you're damaging in that grab, okay? Your Ashe is playing really, really passively right now, especially because, you know, she keeps on like coming back behind this wall. Go up and be aggressive with your Zarya right now, especially when she goes and grabs like this. Keep her up, keep her high charge up that she's going to have as well, and mow into this, what's it called? Grab. That's the name of the ultimate. Careful your positioning here. If you want to play somewhere, you could play it in like that, once again, that little back window, or you can play where you've just GA'd to as well. Just, yeah, make sure that we're not kind of stood out in the open as we just have been doing. Nice beams here. Use that GA here to GA yourself over to here, because you want to try and get as far away from the diva as possible. So you could have obviously GAing yourself into here, it's just you GAing into her. Luckily, you've obviously got the bubble from your Zarya coming back from spawn. But just don't be afraid to make this like a little bit of a bigger GA, and maybe GAing up to like over to here to keep on playing with your DPS a little bit more. Maybe draw the diva over to here, or if we need to go back to spawn, we GA all the way over to here. All right, just don't be GAing into the diva. Nice damage to Zarya here. Sling out to the side here, so because you know that your Zarya's just going to keep on walking forward here, because she obviously, you know, needs to contest this point, and she feels like a lot of people are low, which is why obviously Lucio pops the beat, okay? When you are with your Zarya like this, you want to try and stay in beam range with her, sling yourself over to here, so it means we can still keep in beam range, because Zarya's going to keep on walking forward. She's not going to walk back, she's going to keep on going, okay? So in order to help, you know, help her, sling yourself off to the side, and it's like this little train carriage, or behind this like little advertisement board, just to make sure that we're keeping up with her. All right, keep it going. Because yeah, what's happened now is we end up kind of in this weird spot where we end up obviously being in LOS of all these guys. We end up getting picked off, and our Zarya's gonna die now because obviously we're not in beam range of her. Okay, use that sling to get yourself nicely with your Zarya. All right, and I think the enemy team are just gonna push it in. Yash does a really good pick. Overall, sweet, honestly, I feel like you're playing really well. Okay, don't get me wrong. It's just like a few like little things, like for example, pushing up to be with whoever's doing the damage. It's really, really great that you know who your main bleeding target is, which obviously is the Ashe, okay? But try if you can to push up and be more aggressive with your tank as well.
I have my some.
Okay, I'm just gonna skip forward a little bit so we need to go back to when we're gonna be starting. Very, very nice. We have an Alder now, which I think is a little bit better, but obviously we might need to go pull for her a little bit some more. Depends on what the enemy team has got. Nice. Just as we're playing with the Sojourn here, be looking at the rest of your team, just check that they're okay. Nice rotation.
Activating healing stream.
Always here.
Monstering you.
So if you go straight back to kind of staying with Sojourn here, you're staying too long with this Ashe until you hear your Ashe shooting, or you know that there's someone in this kind of carriage. Put the blue beam on them. Rest of the time, stay with Sojourn so you can just keep on spamming out main and build up a charge shot. Because then if you damage with the charge shot and it hits someone, like for example, the soldier, for example, that's him gone. Okay, so just try if you can to keep up with her and keep damage boosting her. Ashe has gone main now, which is great, so means we can sit damage boost her. Let's keep going back to people that are main.
Breaking them down.
I don't know if you're on there, she was just out in the open. Nice res. Just make sure when you're doing this res that you're alerting your Marga that you're going for this res, okay? We don't want to be kind of, what's it called, just going for this res and your Marga or like your team is like unaware that you've gone for this res. Make sure that we're doing it so your Marga kind of like, you know, could just play back for a second, either ping it or sit in VC, and then you can go to go and help your Marga. Nice res though, I will say. Nice keeping in beam range of him. Really nice keeping him up there. Very, very nice. Nice, make that a GA cancel there, you know, like a GA cancel bunny hop, just to be able to make sure that our GA is back online on the just in case we need to go in and help our Marga, because he likes to feed quite a bit.
That's what I was looking for. Come here for healing.
Nice. Okay, so we're actually rotating now, so this is a fine time for you to go. Just unfortunately your Marga just falls as you're doing that. But you're doing the absolute right thing here, obviously taking the angle. As soon as they've kind of noticed this Ashe, by the way, you know that they're gonna start pushing, okay? So make sure, hook proven, make sure that we're playing a little bit further back here. Like try if you can to play very much near the end of the carriage as possible, because if we're playing as close to the edge of the carriage as possible, it means that if Ashe gets hooked in or Ashe gets absolutely mowed down by people that are rushing into this corridor, we can get out nice and safely and keep on pressing with our team. All right, because we don't want to be kind of like playing right up next to her and be like, hi Ashe, and then either A, we take the hook, and then obviously, you know, that's pretty much the fight lost because we've lost our mercy, or we end up getting mowed down with our Ashe, and then it, once again, it's another team fight reset. All right, we can see what ends up happening here though. Nice. So yeah, just make sure that we're playing further back from Ash a little bit more there.
It's go time.
Because if we were playing a little bit further back there, we would have taken as much damage, then we could have maybe kept our eye on Ash a little bit more. It's just about playing that one step back here, thinking the enemy team's going to push us through here. I need to make sure that I'm backing away so I don't get caught out. Alright? I would have not res just yet. And the reason is because you want to commit with Sojourn with her ult, okay? There's no rush to res here. Spawn is right over here. Ash is nowhere near Bob either. This is not going to help us in this team fight, okay? So don't res here. Instead, I want you to play aggressive with your Sojourn's ult. Maybe try to get a really nice, like, damage boosted headshot with a railgun off. Like, if you get it onto the Lucio or the Kiriko here, that's going to be huge, okay? And then let's say maybe the Hog hooks, and then they start obviously pushing to go main, because your Mog starts pushing main. We can then go behind this kind of carriage and res here, and be a little bit cheeky with it. Or you could just watch them start backing off, and then just go and res behind this nice piece of cover here, okay? I just feel like your priority is a little bit iffy here, where Ash is not going to provide any more, you know, to this team fight right now because your Sojourn is the one that's ulting. You want to commit with your Sojourn ult, go with her, and then go back to go and maybe res the Ash later on, or just allow her to respawn. Because remember, spawn's only just there. It's not like you guys are like all the way like near the point or anything. It's going to be like such a really long walk or anything, you know. Our Ash is like right next to spawn, so allow her to respawn from spawn and keep on going in with your team. Save your res for someone else, alright? Because see what ends up happening here though.
Damage intensified.
Nice. Nice, go in, it's good help with Morga. Like the Valkyrie. Go with your Morga here. Wait, when you see your Morga going in, don't be afraid, just kind of like GA with him. Like that. So then when we are GAing in with him, right? So what I want you to do here is as soon as you see your Mog going in, okay, I want you to GA in with him and keep damage boosting him. But obviously, still, like, what you want to do is you want to kind of GA in with him, so it means that you're still in beam range, but still play around this kind of area here. So it means that, you know, we're cutting off LOS from the soldier, who we know is going to have visor. If you do need to obviously GA yourself out of, like, the room, like, properly, then come and rotate yourself around here. So if soldier comes with visor main, we can still keep backing off into here. Alright? Unfortunately, one of us are getting taken out as we're doing this. Because we end up doing. They pop me. That's your Ash gone because of B. Keep pushing up with these guys, though. These guys still want to continue with the push, okay? You're a 3v4 right now, and the Lucio solo beated for himself, okay? That's a really big ult to pick off. Also, our Morga's really, really close to cage fight. Because they've lost that B, they're going to be very, very vulnerable to cage fight. The only thing that they can really use for that cage fight, they're probably not going to use Kitsune Rush, but they might use Molten Core, in which case, obviously, you know, we need to be there and helping our Morga. Plus, as well, if we keep these guys up, Ash can chuck Bob out from spawn to help us have an extra number, and when Anna gets back as well, she could chuck a nano on anyone that's weak, okay? We still really want to try and keep this fight alive and not be backing off too much, okay? So what I would be doing here is, okay, so we talked about this bit with the visor. So instead of you doing a backwards GA list because you know these guys want to go in, use your Morga to GA into this room, okay? Soldier's gone. That's your main kind of, you know, ultimate, you know, that we're scared of is gone. So use your GA, either GA yourself up onto this high thing here or the low ground one. Probably going to be the low ground one for now, but obviously, you know, if you can make it to this high ground one, then do that because these guys still want to push in. This is still a really, really winnable team fight for us, okay? Well, ends up obviously backing out. Keep going in here, okay? If we can either get rid of the Kiriko or demech the D.Va here, this is going to be huge, especially because the cage is still up, okay? Also, if these guys start backing off around the corner because they're really, really scared, we can also res Morga here, okay? Keep being aggressive here.
Let me take a look.
Got it. Ready for duty. Hit him hard.
Amplifying your power.
Nice. Same thing again. Yes, nice. You've got the idea now. Make sure the damage boosting that Zarya when our Ash is like rotating and everything. Very, very nice. Child your Ash there. Nice. Make sure we're healing our honor a little bit quicker there. Try if you can, by the way, to make that super jump up into the high ground, but that's being really, really nitpicky there. And yeah, just use a reset and die there. Coming into pro that our last team fight, we're gonna have Bob and Val to be able to go into. They just use Kitsune Rush and what's it called? Fireball. Okay, we switch to Zen. That means obviously we're gonna have to do a lot more healing. The same with our tank a little bit more. I would be damage boosting your soldier here over your Ashe, by the way, because your Ashe has Bob, your soldier doesn't have visor. Apart from Diva DM, if we can manage to demech Diva and soldier pops his visor, he could just run at all these guys. Okay, so just make sure if you can try to damage boost soldier here rather than your Ashe to allow him to build up that visor. The more ultimates we can have in this last team fight, the better. Okay, keep it going.
Enemy turrets down.
So let's make sure we're pushing up a little bit more here to play Rosaria.
Heroes never die.
Too early of a Valkyrie, okay? We want to try and make sure that we're using a GA. GA over to this pillar so we can keep in beam range, okay? There's no reason for you to pop Valkyrie. You know, it's not like you're being pressured by anyone to stay back here. Simply push up with your team here and just keep on kind of playing with the beams here. Wait until your team get closer to points and then pop our Valk, okay? Unfortunately, our Zen ends up falling. Nice res. Nice. We've got 2, so it should be nice and winnable. Nice push and damage boost here.
Taking the point. Who is up for a challenge? Need some assistance? Be uplifted.
Nice. So at this point, you're not being careful for respawners, okay? It's all good having 3 on point, but as soon as you know and you can hear them wanting to come in with ultimates and being aggressive, make sure that we're rotating. So if you can rotate yourself up onto like this high ground or something, because you can obviously, you know, still keep beams with these guys. But it means that, like, for example, with the soldier that's going to be coming on this off angle in a second, we're already out of the way of LOS of him, because if he starts shooting us, whoop. Look, I'm behind a wall, you know, kind of thing. Okay, so if you can, try just to make sure that we're being proactive with that, knowing that they're going to come for a recontest in a second, because we killed them off quite early on. So if you can, try just to make sure that we're playing off to the side over here. All right, keep it going, though. Nice. Unfortunate with the visor there. Ooh, why are we Jane out here? Okay, all you need to do here is just literally just walk forward ever so slightly to make sure that you're getting your beam onto your Zarya and then coming back out here. Okay, there's no need for you to G into the soldier, there's no need to G into the visor. Okay, all you have to do is simply just sit around here, wait for the visor to play out, and then go back into your Zarya. Plus, because Zarya's really, really high charge, sorry, not high charge, high health. So there's no rush for you to go and help her here. You know, it's not like she's stepping off point. It's not like she's really, really weak. She's still really, really healthy and strong, okay? So stick with her and literally just play a little bit further back and play over here. Alright, keep it going, though. Nice. I feel like your team are getting up capping it, which is really nice. They're getting some really good picks up. Yeah, very, very nice. But yeah, just play your life there, okay? There's no need for you to go in. Nice respawn switch. And awesome, let's get going. Push up with your team here, by the way. With this payload, a lot of the new payload maps, like for example, Priest is a really, really good example one, okay? And also Midtown, right? This payload moves by itself, so there's no need for you to be here, basically. Until the payload gets to this door, and when it opens, there is no need for you to be stood with the payload, basically, because it'll move by itself automatically till I think it's this kind of section here, and then you need someone on, okay? So push up your team. Push up your team, maybe look for a stagger kill, push up with these guys. Also, as well, it should not be you on the payload either, it should be Zen, okay? Because you obviously do the most healing, so, and you need to be in close range to be able to do that healing and also the damage boost. So make sure that you're pushing up with these guys. Push up with your Ashe, push up with your soldier, push up with your Zarya if you can as well. And just allow your Zen to push the payload once it gets through that doorway. But yes, this payload moves by itself, exact same speed, no matter how many people are on it, up until it gets to this section here. Priest is another one where it's like it will come out of spawn, it will then travel across the entire point until it gets under, you know, the little archway bit. And that's where you start having people on it. It's not so much on some of like the older maps, like really key example is Icon Walls. You need to push that to the gate, and then when it gets to the gate, it does kind of move by itself ever so slightly, but it's only like obviously to get it past the doorway, basically. So there's that, but yeah, a lot of like the newer maps, like for example Midtown and Paraiso, you know they move by themselves for quite a bit, so don't worry too much about it. Alright, keep it going. So I've been pushed up with your team right now. Allows Zen to push this payload, so that's not your job. Can't do anything because your Zen's just got a really bad position. Nice res, though.
Healing stream connected.
Just make sure as we're kind of like playing here that we keep an eye on our soldier, because our soldier's still up on this high ground. It's taking quite a bit of damage. So just as we're kind of playing here, just do like all that little flick to our soldier. Nice. Can't open for a res though. Nice. Yeah, nothing more you could have really done there. Nice. Keep up with your Zarya here. Your Zarya is more important in this moments rather than your Ashe. The reason is because your Zarya has charge right now. How much does she have? 90. That's a huge amount of charge, okay? We want to keep her alive here because obviously if Zarya dies, she loses all the charge and it can be quite hard for her to build that charge back up, okay? So if you can, try to keep up with your Zarya here because we want to try and keep her charge up. Because she is more important than our Ashe right now. Ashe, if she dies, we can just res her and she's back to the exact same amount of damage as she was last time. But with Zarya, we have to make sure that she stays alive because otherwise her damage resets back to pretty much nothingness. Alright, so just make sure we're making sure that we're keeping our Zarya up here a little bit more. It also means that's when she can continue being aggressive onto the what's called the guy that's being sorry, the ram. I just called him the guy. The ram that's being really, really, you know, aggressive. I don't mind this belt. This one's a good one. The same thing again, be careful with your positioning with this belt. Make sure that we're still playing off cover. Yes, nice. I feel that's something that I don't think that you're used to yet. Because in Plat, a lot of people just ignore Mercy and Vault because they just think, oh, I can't hit that. Once you get to this like Diamond Masters level, especially your hit scans like your Soldier and your Cass, Sojourn, they'll be able to track you really, really easily when you're using your Valk, okay? So just be really, really mindful of where we're positioning with our Valks. Nice. Nice plane split. You played that really, really nicely. Nice kill to your Zarya. Very, very nice. Nice. Don't super jump here, instead look for a GA somewhere else. The reason is because if you just do the super jump, as you saw, you were still in the remarch world. We want to try and make sure that we're out of that as much as possible. Do a sling here instead. Before she ends up falling. And yeah, as you said, we're kind of falling. At that point, if you just need to back off to the back of the point, basically just try and meet up with someone. But at that point, unfortunately, everyone just ends up dying and we end up just losing the team fight. I think your mistake here was dropping for the Zarya. I feel like you don't need to drop for the Zarya here. Instead, you can very much let me quickly go back and I'll view it. If it'll let me. But you know how like how you stood on the high ground? Don't like drop, but instead wait for her to come into like some kind of beam range, or even if you just kind of like fly off like a tiny bit, just try and help her. But remember, Kiriko's got TP and she could very easily go and help instead. So we're not desperate to go and drop for her. Remember, we're not on that Zen anymore, right? So with this, right, all you could do here is simply just kind of fly out ever so slightly, get your beam on. As soon as that Kiriko's there, use your Kiriko or someone to get back up to this high ground with these guys, okay? Unfortunately, these guys do drop off the high ground for some reason, which isn't your fault at all, because you obviously, you know, you want to try and like keep them up as much as possible. But I feel like we should have maybe kind of helped the Zarya ever so slightly, but then made sure our Kiriko kept the rest of her up, because obviously she could TP down and help her, and then we stayed up with these guys. But without the sleep, honestly, you played really, really well, okay? So do not be disappointed in your performance whatsoever during this entire like mod, basically, okay? You said that you thought like you needed to switch. I don't think so. You didn't need to switch. Okay, and I'm going to talk about it in a second, but let's focus on the positives first, because I always do like to start with what you've done really, really well, okay? First of all, you have really, really done well. Your kind of like your positioning, apart from in Valk, okay, I'll talk about that in a second. But your positioning in general is really, really great, okay? There's been a few times where we kind of like, stood out in the open ever so slightly where we shouldn't be. But the majority of the time, we're playing off to the side, we're playing G'ing from cover to cover, and you're using, like nice little like super jumps or like the angled slings and stuff like that. It's really, really nice to see that you're doing all of these techs, which is lovely, lovely to see. Love that for you, okay? I feel like your reses as well were pretty good. I haven't really had any issues apart from the one that I talked about with the Ash, which I think is more as a decision making kind of thing. But your reses just in general are really, really great. I love them, okay? Things we need to work on though, and this is I feel like your first and big main one. You are playing too passive. Okay, a lot of the time, especially on your defense, I saw this a lot. You were just stood around with your Ash, okay, and your Ash isn't doing anything because either she's reloading or she's waiting for the right angle, the right time to be able to re-peek, okay? When that is happening, go and damage boost someone else. Or even if it's like your Ash is too far back, or your tank, for example, is really, really pushed up, go and damage boost them and keep being with them. Make sure that we're jaying off to the side so we can keep in beam range with them, okay? Because it feels like a lot of the time, unless if it's with whoever your main blue beam is, which obviously was your Ash in this case, you're not doing enough. I wouldn't say switch off at all. It's just you need to have more impacts with your Mercy, and you can do that by helping all of your team. Or maybe if like your Ash isn't doing too great, your Ash is like, say your Ash is going negative compared to your Sojourn or like your Soldier, go and play with them instead. You want to try and kind of adapt your Mercy playstyle so you're being with whoever is going to give you the most damage boost per 10 basically. All right. Another thing is your Valks, okay? Every single one of your Valks, we did not play cover, and you could see the enemy DPS start shooting at us, okay? If you can, try to make sure when we're using our Valks that we're still playing in some kind of safe cover, because a lot you'll find, especially if you start climbing through Diamond Masters and obviously up into GM and everything like that, just popping your Valk isn't enough, okay? We also need to try and make sure that A, we're keeping a beam range with people, but also B, that we are playing still in some piece of cover, okay? Over that though, sweet, I don't think we've really got too much to say to you. It's mainly just making sure that we're kind of pushing up with your team a lot more. We're damage boosting as much as different things of your team as possible, and we're not just sticking with the Ash all the time. Above that though, sweet, obviously please do let me know as well if you have any more issues. But thanks so much to everyone on YouTube that has been watching this. If you guys want to see some of my own gameplay, I do stream it all live on my Twitch, which will be linked down in the description, as well as my main YouTube channel. On there I upload a load of like my own gameplay and stuff like that if you guys do want to see that. And there's also the Discord as well, that'll be linked down in the description in case you guys want to join that as well. I have a lovely community over there. But yeah, just once again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye!